In this video, I'm going to tell you where I've kept my emergency fund and my sinking funds over the last 20 months and give you kind of an idea and some options that you could use as well. Hello from your part of the world, guys, and welcome back. If this is your first time, my name is Brad. I make videos with tips and motivation on how to get out of debt, how to stay positive, and achieve financial freedom. If you think that might make your life better, consider subscribing and hit that bell notification so you get told every single time I release a video or go live. Today comes from my subscriber base, a question that I get asked all of the time, and I think it was finally time that I made a video about it. Where do I keep my emergency fund, and where do I keep my sinking funds that I have going on? These usually come up when I show my budgeting videos like I did yesterday, and people want to know where I'm keeping all of this money. For those of you that have no idea what an emergency fund is, people that follow plans like the Dave Ramsey plan or people in the fire community know the value of having a certain amount of money that you can use in case of emergency so that you do not need to dip into debt. For those that follow Dave Ramsey, he suggests $1,000 as an emergency fund, which some people think is perfect and some people don't. After people become debt-free, it's very common for them to want to save up 3 to 6 months of living expenses. And for those people in the fire community that are retiring early, I've heard them say that they save up to a full year of living expenses in cash before they retire. In case there's a dip in the market, they have funds to go to at any given time. This is their emergency fund. Now, what is a sinking fund? A sinking fund is the amount of money that you budget every single month for a cost that you know is coming up down the line. For example, my brother's getting married. I know that I'm going to have to spend probably $500 or $600 for bachelor parties and tuxedos and gifts and things like that. So instead of trying to come up with $600 that month, I just save up a certain amount of money every single month to soften the blow when that bill comes. My other sinking funds include my property insurance that does not come out of escrow. I save up for that every single month and pay that every 6 months. Also, I have something that we call the summer fund that me and my wife like to save up for. As school teachers, we save up a certain amount of money because in our nature, we tend to spend a little bit more money over the summer. So we have one of those. You could come up with sinking funds for anything, saving up for a car, saving up for a house. But the question becomes, where do you save and put all this money? Now, I'm a follower of the baby steps. So me and my wife, we each have a $1,000 emergency fund. So in the beginning, we just kept $2,000 in the house, in a safe. We felt comfortable with it there, not in our bank accounts, and that was okay. It wasn't until we started stacking sinking funds and property insurance, we really felt uncomfortable having that amount of money in the house. And some of you might feel uncomfortable even having $1,000. Now, I've heard people say that they just put it in a separate savings account, but I know for me, when I see it, I tend to want to spend it. It gives me a false sense of security. So once my emergency funds and my sinking funds got to about $5,000, $6,000 in cash, I wanted to get that out of the house, and I did not want it in my normal bank account. That's when I leaned on the debt-free community and the fire community as well, and they told me that they like to save up their emergency funds in outside banks. Now, the problem for me was that didn't sound very convenient. Well, I'll tell you this. About 6 months ago, I opened a Capital One 360 account. I had heard so many people in the debt-free community talk about it that I wanted to give it a shot, and I saw great videos from some people that I really trusted, and I figured that I'd go for it. Not to mention, if I used one of their affiliate links, I got some money, they got some money, everybody was happy. And now, I will say, I have an affiliate link as well. So if you want to look into Capital One, drop down in the description. I'll leave my link right there. Depending on what account you open, we'll each get a little bit of a kickback for that. The kickback aside, I've been really happy with Capital One. They have 2 real accounts that you might want to use. One, their general savings account. This is going to be if your emergency fund is under $10,000 in cash, and I'll tell you why in 1 second. The great thing about this savings account is 1, it's outside my normal bank, that's Chase, so I don't see it on a regular basis. But 2, the convenience factor. I can transfer money right from my Chase directly into my Capital One account. The other option is a 360 money market account, and that's if you're holding money that's more than $10,000. That means you're probably saving your 3 to 6 months expenses, you're debt free, you have your emergency fund, maybe you're saving for a house and baby step 3B. If you have over $10,000, you're going to want to put that in, say, a Capital One money market account. The reason for that is that the interest on this account when you have over 10,000 is 2%. You're going to get 2%. Now that's not the best. There's definitely better ones, but this is a really good return. I know in my Chase savings account, I get 0.01%. So getting 2% is an outstanding idea. Now, why would you go for the savings instead of the money market if you have less than 10,000? If you have a money market and it drops below 10,000, the interest drops to 0.85. But if you have under 10,000 in a regular Capital One savings, that is 1%. So it's more than the money market. So anything up to 10,000, I would suggest going with just a Capital One savings account. If you're going to go over 10, do that money market account and get that 2% over time. I know there's many other banks and places that you can keep your money, guys. I just recommended Capital One because that's what I use, and I'm not going to tell you something or give you advice on something I haven't experienced myself. You can look at the link below. I did it. I'm pretty sure I used JJ Buckner's link. So JJ, you're welcome for the $25 when I opened it a while back. But guys, take a look at it. It's a really good idea. I said the convenience of being able to go and bring money right from your Chase or right from whatever TD, whatever bank you have, Commerce, and bring it right into there. That's really awesome. You don't have to go to a place. Not to mention, when you're keeping cash in the house, it is losing money to inflation. So put it in a bank account, get some interest back on it. Keep working on that emergency fund if you are. Good luck saving your 3 to 6 months expenses. I'm not debt free, so I'm not up to that baby step yet. If you're saving up for your full year because you're about to retire, I am so jealous. Until I see you on the next one, guys, stay positive, work really, really hard, and be kind to others. I hope you have yourself an amazing day and a better tomorrow.